The hum of the Leviathan was usually a comfort, a low, steady thrum through the deck plates that spoke of power, of purpose. To me, Dr. Ilara Raid, it was the sound of progress. My small lab, tucked away in Sector Gamma, reflected that. Screens, glowing with data streams, whirred quietly. It was just another cycle of Project Thanatos, another day of observing the X7 organism, or so I thought. I was staring at the growth curve of sample X7. It was projected onto the main workstation, a series of green lines against a dark background, showing a steady, almost predictable climb. I'd checked it an hour ago, maybe less. The data was consistent. But now, the line at the very end, the last 30 minutes, it had just shot up. Not a gradual rise, but a sudden, almost vertical spike. My eyebrows knitted. "I definitely checked this an hour ago," I muttered, leaning closer to the screen, my fingers hovering over the control panel. It wasn't like this. I shook my head, a slow, deliberate movement. Must be a sensor glitch, or maybe I just missed it. Yeah, probably just a minor blip in the diagnostics. It felt off, but my mind automatically reached for the most logical explanation. We're scientists, after all. Everything has a reason, always. A little later, I was on my way to grab a coffee, walking along one of the quieter corridors. I passed Dr. Marcus's lab, the head of the project. The door was mostly open, and I saw him at a strange angle, almost tucked into a corner that was surprisingly dark, given the usual floodlighting here. He was on the phone, a wide, almost too bright smile pasted on his face. He was laughing, it sounded like, a deep, satisfied sound. But the oddest thing was his voice. It had this faint echo, like he was in an empty room, a cavern, or maybe inside a really big storage tank. It made the hairs on my arms stand up, just a little. An internal air conditioning unit, perhaps? This ship was vast, after all. Then, walking past me, Kevin, another bioengineer, was hunched over some reports, muttering to himself. As I passed, he didn't look up, just whispered, low and hurried, "Something is watching us." That made me stop dead. My stomach clenched, and a really cold gust of air seemed to brush the back of my neck. I looked around. The corridor, polished steel and bright white, was mostly deserted. The AC system here was usually stable, no drafts. Marcus is talking on the phone like a weirdo, I thought, trying to push the other feeling away. And Kevin? He's reading a technical report. What's he even looking at? I shook my head again, a bit more forcefully this time. It's probably just some stupid joke. Yeah, that's all it is. Nothing. But my heart was doing this weird little flutter, a tiny arrhythmia under my ribs. It was an afternoon, just a few hours after that. I was back in the main lab, running my usual molecular sequencing, the gentle hum of the processors filling the space. Jenny, a colleague who always seemed to carry a bright, infectious cheer about her, walked past my workstation. She smiled at me, a wide, friendly smile. But something was wrong. Her lips, they didn't quite move right. They stretched horizontally, a bit too far, a bit too stiff, like paper pulled taut. It was unsettling. Then I saw it. A small lump, maybe the size of a pigeon's egg, just under the skin of her forearm. It looked wrong, like something was pushing up from inside, distorting the smooth line of her arm. "Jenny," I said, my voice coming out a little sharper than I intended. "Are you okay? What's that on your arm?" She turned to face me. The smile stayed fixed, unwavering. Her eyes, usually sparkling, were distant, almost glassy. "Everything here is perfect," she said, her voice flat, devoid of any genuine emotion. It was like a recording playing back. "Thanatos is perfecting us." I pushed back from my desk so fast I almost knocked my chair over. It scraped loudly on the linoleum floor. A wave of ice sloshed through my blood, then settled in my gut, cold and heavy. "No, Jenny, you're not well." I tried again, my voice wavering. "What is perfecting? What are you talking about?" She just looked at me. Her eyes held no recognition, no understanding, just that same glassy stare. She just has a fever, I mumbled to myself, my eyes darting from her arm to her face. That's it, probably. Or maybe I just imagined that